Carolla.
Yes. Phone number 1-800-LVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Drew's a little on the cranky side these days.
I've been sick for all week.
You certainly have. You better get back to Hawaii. Phone number, did I give that out?
Yeah.
All right. Fax number?
No.
I don't care about that fax number. 310-854-4455. Is that the fax? I got to say everything in order, otherwise I'm screwed. Well, I didn't get any compliments on my two guys, a girl, and a pizza place at Triumph tonight.
None of us.
Just Ann, Sherry, Mike, and Drew and haven't seen. I don't know. Oh, maybe I didn't tell you, but I was on it tonight. I don't know if I'd talked about this. Had I brought this up before? I know I did it a couple weeks back, and we talked about it then, but I don't know if I'd said anything recently.
I congratulated you last night on it.
Oh, last night. Oh, yeah, that's right. We were talking about it last night. Yeah, what? Let's see. What was that? That's right. We had the cast of the show on, and we talked repeatedly about me being on that show tonight at 8:30.
Oh,
yeah.
Ann watched it.
I watched it.
Ann watched it.
I skipped 90210 just to watch it.
God bless you, baby.
You know what? You were fabulous. You had you had the A story
Ooh.
they were talking about.
Well, thank you, Ann.
Big, and they kept saying your name over and over and over. Adam Carolla, Adam Carolla. Hey, look, it's Adam Carolla.
That Adam Carolla's a genius.
Did they say that?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, oh, God.
We got to put that on a cart. Mike can play that at home while he masturbates and cries over the weekend. You know, we don't get to see each other sometimes for a couple days. All right, so, Drew, what were you doing about 8:30 tonight?
Sleeping.
Watching TV?
No, I was put the kids to bed at 8:15, and I fell asleep and did not wake up until, late to get here.
Right in front of the TV there?
No.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I see you're very committed.
Adam, I fell asleep.
Listen, Drew, I'm not going to hold it against you. And something I did a couple weeks ago, and I should have reminded you. And, we only brought it up several hundred times last night. That's all right. You'll catch me next time. I'm sure I'll be on. I'll probably be on next week or something like that.
You'll have your own show soon.
Yeah, you watch it then.
Yeah.
No big deal. I'll tell you, I watched the entire episode, of course. I was delighted. And not just with me, obviously, but just with the episode. And I thought to myself, sitcoms are real good when you're on them. I mean, I would really watch every sitcom I was on. Normally, I watch...
Are you proud of your performance?
Yeah, I was. I'll tell you what I was proud of. I wasn't, I wasn't cracking myself up. I didn't think anything I said was genius or anything like that. But it was surreal to see myself on real TV, as my grandmother would call it.
You got pie hole in.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I worked the phrase pie. Well, Drew, you would have known if you'd seen it. Yeah, I should have brought it up. I guess I should have called you or something.
Yeah, that would have caused me to do it.
Yeah, okay. I just we discussed it last night, but thank you, Ann, for watching that.
Anytime.
I just thought it was surreal. Like somebody said, my girlfriend said, well, I can get you the tape of the show, and I said, no, I want to tape it with the commercials because that's the surreal part. It's not being on TV. We're on TV every night. The surreal part is when the ABC logo comes after it, and then there's a Pepsi commercial. And there's something bizarre about it.
Right.
But anyway, like I said, all sitcoms, and you guys ought to all try this at home. Get on a sitcom, you'll love it. You'll watch every second of it. You'll be delighted.
There's something in that.
Well, it's true. I have not really watched a sitcom start to end in years.
Yeah.
And I certainly haven't, if the phone rang, I went and picked it up, or if I got thirsty, I walked in the kitchen in the middle of something, and I sort of listened with one ear and watched with one eye. But I'll tell you, if you're on it, you're really interested. It becomes fascinating at that point. So thank you, Ann. I appreciate that. Mike, what'd you think of it? Okay.
There's really a shortage of you on television.
All right, Mike. Don't worry. I'll put that in the vault. Steve, you're 26.
Yeah. How are you guys tonight?
Good. Well, I'm good. Drew's hell.
I really love your show.
Thank you.
It's a lot better than the other shows I've heard. Like, who was it? Dr. Judy that used to do one. Was that the name of that woman?
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of hers.
All right.
Yeah,
Any other folks you you don't like on the radio?
No, well, of course, Rush Limbaugh.
Right.
But, Adam, I think you should do stand-up. I'd pay to go see you.
Yeah, I hate stand-up.
Has anybody ever suggested that, or have you ever tried it?
A few people suggested it, and then they saw me do it, and then they took it back immediately. No, listen, here's the deal about stand-up. Stand-up is, it's like saying, it's like if, Drew, you were a doctor and someone said, hey, you're good, you're smart, you ought to just go back to med school, you probably get all A's, and you go, yeah, but I'm already sort of through that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of it's not that you can't make money, and it's not that you can't have a good time, but it's sort of a step backwards if you...
It's not what you want to do.
Well, if you're already doing other stuff. The whole idea is to do stand-up long enough for you to stop it.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway.
You're very hilarious, anyway.
Well, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it.
Listen, I know you guys probably get this question all the time, or these concerns. It has to do with the whole kind of porn addiction. I don't know. I guess I've always sort of had intimacy problems, and now it's just to the point where I don't even hardly go out and try to meet women. I sit at home and I rent these porno movies, and I feel like this dirty old man. And I get on the internet, and that crap is everywhere. And and like I was telling the woman when I first called in, it's really disturbing because it seems like just the world is just getting kinkier and weirder, and you see more and more of it. And I just don't want to be all caught up in that. I mean,
but I don't know. You are caught up in it, though.
What?
But you are caught up in it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's to the point now where I was saying that I just, instead of trying to go out and have a good time, I'll just go rent. I mean, it's so sad. It's like I'm this really lonely old middle-aged man or something, because I'm 26. I should be out meeting women, and I'm not that much. Well, I know I sound like a loser, but I mean, I'm not.
All right, calm down over there.
Okay, I know. I'm just nervous, and it's really starting to upset me, because a lot of times I'll just go and get a couple pornos and some beer and cigarettes and just sit around and it's just pathetic.
Yeah, it is.
I want to try to.
All right, would you shut up for a second? Holy Christ!
Wow.
No, let me tell you something about picking up chicks. You can't rap like that. Do as little talking as possible around them.
Yeah.
Whole idea is to actually try to ask them out without saying anything. I'll sometimes grunt and rub on their leg. Oh yes, try to get a little of the stink off. Drew, you've never really gone through this phase of life because you have no vices, but there are times when you just like roll in your own filth. You know what I'm saying? You get a 40-ouncer, you get a pack of cigarettes, you go down to Nachos, and you get yourself a chimichanga burrito, and then you get yourself 2 big jug porns, and you lock yourself in your 1-bedroom apartment for a couple of days.
A couple of days?
Well,
hours?
I did a couple of days.
Oh,
it depends
man.
when they need the porn back.
What makes one do that?
It's sort of like this. Here's what I would liken it to, Drew.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, when you're dieting, and you think to yourself, okay, I'm doing good, and then you think to yourself, well, I'm just going to have a piece of pizza, and then you eat that piece of pizza, and you go, oh, screw it, I ate one piece, I'm just going to eat the whole damn pie. And then you go, all right, you know what, I'm going to eat this tub of ice cream, screw it, if I don't die tonight, I'll start the diet again tomorrow. But you end up getting deeper because you got started on it.
Right.
Now, if you just ate the one... Now, after your 5th piece of pizza, you feel worse about yourself, and therefore you're definitely going to eat the 6th and 7th even when you're not hungry.
Right.
That's what happens, and that's what's going on with Steve over here. Steve?
How do I kind of get
Yeah, but listen, Steve...
Yes, sir.
That's just depression.
Yeah.
What you have is depression. It's not about chicks. It's not about pornography.
Well, it's a self-worth thing generally, too, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
All right. Okay, so here's what you need, Steve. You need to do exercises to build self-esteem. It's not about making money. It's not about driving sports cars. It's not about any of that. It's not about college degrees. It's about getting up a half hour earlier every morning and doing 100 push-ups and jogging a mile. Well, you know what I mean? Get yourself used to doing things that are a little bit uncomfortable, that involve work, that build character.
Really? You think
I'm not going to do it, but yeah.
I would think he would need to be like connected with friends and associating with people that fill him up in a positive way.
Yeah, there's all that.
And do things that he enjoys and is good at and develop.
There's that too, but he needs
discipline. He needs to get up and do stuff, right?
On a night that he wants to go out, rent porn, buy a pack of cigarettes and a six-pack, he needs to eat a salad, do some push-ups, whack off, and go to bed, and then he'll wake up the next morning feeling great instead of feeling like hell.
All right.
Okay.
Some retarded wisdom in this song.
Thank you. Susan, you're 15.
Yeah, hi.
Hey.
Well, I have a question. Well, can I just say you are really great and funny? And, well, my friend Alex is on the line because I didn't want to come along.
Okay.
All right.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay. Well, my question was, see, I'm lesbian, right? And I want to, like, tell my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Hold on, want to do a little gambling, Drew? Let's just take it right from here?
No, let's let it unfold. It'll be more interesting that way.
Okay.
All right, I don't know if that's more interesting.
Well, what do you want to gamble on? Do you want to gamble why is she lesbian or why she wants to tell the family?
Well, that could be both.
Wow, I never thought you'd gamble on me.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
There's always the potential for gambling. All right, Susan. All right, all right, hang on a second. Quick gentleman's bet gambling.
All right.
Really pissed off at Dad.
Really pissed off. Maybe Mom.
Oh, Mom.
Too, yeah.
I pissed off at parents? Who are you going with, Mom or Dad?
Oh, I'm both. I'm going from...
You're going both?
Yeah.
I'll go Dad.
All right.
And
Why?
Sexual abuse?
No.
No, just pissed off.
Yeah. Ooh, there's something. This like is somebody...
I'll go for some sex. I'll go for a little sexual abuse.
I'll go for alcoholism.
Alcoholism, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. What the hell was she?
4.
Susan? Yeah. All right, real fast.
Okay.
What's the past like? You hate your dad?
No, not really.
Hmm?
Yeah, I do hate my dad.
You do?
Thank you for the classic Loveline response, Susan, which is not at all. Well, yeah, really, I do.
Why do you hate your dad?
He's sort of an alcoholic.
Oh, son of a bitch.
But how about Mom?
Mom's pretty cool.
Okay. Ever any sexual abuse?
No.
No one?
No.
When did you lose your virginity?
I haven't.
Okay.
there we go.
Son of a bitch. All right. Well, Drew would have won $1 if he wanted to gamble. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to know, like, should I tell them or, because, they really don't, accept gay and lesbian.
Oh, we know that.
That's why you want to tell
That's
them.
why you're telling them.
If they embraced it wholeheartedly, you wouldn't care about telling them.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Your dad's probably going to be extra pissed, right?
Yeah.
No, that'll show him. Well, see what you get. Screw with me, will you? Go ahead. Have fun at work tomorrow, Pops. See if you can enjoy those movies. Hey, Susan?
Yeah.
Nah, don't tell them.
Oh, okay.
You're telling them for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it's not going to help you. It's going to make things worse.
If you're angry with them about something, that's a different subject.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? It's in a way, it's like saying, I have issues with you, I'm upset with you, so that's an ugly haircut you're wearing. I'm going to try to make you feel bad.
Yeah.
You know, but that's not the issue.
You end up hurting yourself more than them in the long run.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's not about sort of emotional retaliation. It's about straightening things out, and you never feel better anyway.
Okay.
All right, you got a girlfriend?
No.
How do you know you're lesbian?
I just know.
All right.
All right, well...
Can I ask you guys a question?
Real quick, though, let me say this one thing, though. If indeed you are lesbian, it's important for you to develop friends who also have been through what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Get some support and some information about how to deal with your feelings. And
Yeah, well, my friend...
then when the time comes that you do need to tell your parents, when it's appropriate, when you moved out of the house and you're clear in your sexual identity and you've got a network of friends, then you tell them.
All my friends do accept it, like my friend Alex.
You're missing my point.
Yeah.
You're missing my point.
Oh, listen, obviously a chick named Alex is going to accept it.
What's your
Excuse me.
what's your question, Alex?
Yeah. Okay. Like, I can get boyfriends, and I can like guys, like
yeah.
as people, and like get close to them, like emotionally. But then, like when it comes to like being like physical, like with these people, like I can't, and I don't know why.
How old are you?
14.
Because you're 14. Because you've got good instincts.
That's all right.
That's a normal thing at your age. Okay?
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Trust those instincts.
Never raped, never molested?
No.
Good. That's good instinct. Good. Keep those piranhas away from you.
Okay. Okay, one more thing.
No.
When are you going to have corn on the show?
Thursday.
Jonathan Davis.
Oh, Drew, would you let...
Bring
You
her
don't
on
know
the
a
show.
goddamn thing about radio, do you?
Go ahead.
Tomorrow night.
No.
You want me to drag him in here for the last half hour of tonight's show?
Oh, drag him over to my house.
Oh, please.
I love Jonathan Davis. I'm staring at her right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Who is this, Alex or Susan?
Susan.
Susan. Yeah, I thought you were lesbian.
I am.
How come you like guys?
Because I do. No, I'm not like, I don't know.
Well, no, wait a minute. It's confusing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Jonathan, so he rides pretty close to the fence there.
Susan, you don't know what you are right now, so just sit tight. You'll figure it out in a few years.
Okay.
All right.
I'm on the show.
All right. Yeah. Tomorrow night. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. You know what I love about our dorky listeners and callers?
Nothing is good enough.
There's zero. Nothing impresses them.
Yeah,
nothing impresses them. I think it's a lot like you showing the Magna Carta to your dog. I really do, because I think there's that mentality. I mean, we have people. I don't know when it was, but it was about 2 weeks ago. I can't even remember what the specific thing was, and I said something like, "So your boyfriend's working at the bowling alley."
Oh yeah.
Or I said, "Just because you're going to the bowling alley, or a miniature
like
golf, or the batting cage."
Batting cage, that's right. You hit that.
She said, "My boyfriend doesn't."
It works at the batting cage.
Yes. She said, "My boyfriend's kind of a loser." And I said, "Listen," and I was talking later on, I said, "This chick, she's got problems, her boyfriend's a loser, he works at the batting cage, blah, blah, blah." And about 2 minutes later, I said, "Where does your boyfriend work?" And she said, "Batting cage."
And I was blown
away.
And I
said, "Isn't that strike you as kind of bizarre that I said he worked at a batting cage?" And she went,
"Well, he does."
Well, anyway. Yeah, he does. Anyway, he works at the ball return. And I was like, that's not freaky to you that somebody picked a bizarre occupation that your boyfriend did? And it's not to them because they know their boyfriend works at a batting cage, and it's real concrete thinking. Now, the idea that you call in a radio show and say, "When are you going to have the band Korn in?" And the answer is tomorrow night, and their answer is a little weird. I mean, shouldn't your reaction, let me give you a proper reaction, everybody.
All right.
Hey, when is the band Korn going to be in?
Tomorrow night.
Swear?
Honest to God.
Tomorrow?
Are you excited?
God, that is so weird that I called in. Are you asking me?
No, they're coming.
Wow. I'll tell you, I got to be some kind of clairvoyant or something. That is great. I'm going to listen. I love that band. I can't believe I called the night before they haven't been in it like a year.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You guys are excellent. And Adam, you were terrific in Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. I didn't nap. I wanted. That is a proper reaction. Not like, no.
I think there's such...
I didn't mention Korn was coming on.
No, we have not talked about it all week, or at all.
No. What the... I swear nothing impresses these people. If I was a magician and I was doing sleight of hand in front of our listeners and I just got done pulling a deck of cards out of my ass and they all just sat there with that puss on, I'd beat them over the head with a folding chair. I really would. I'd go insane on it.
Listen, I think it's not concreteness, not retardedness. It's grandiosity. He works the batting cage and this really works.
Yeah,
what's up with you?
That's grandiosity meets stupidity, though. True, that's not just grandiose, please. Jeanette?
Yes.
You're 27?
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, I have a question.
Korn's coming on tomorrow night.
Hey, woohoo.
All right.
You're awesome.
There you go.
Pretty good. I have a comment. Question.
I think acting's
the other day,
tough.
Dr. Drew said something about people that were molested are usually the offenders, grow up to be offenders.
They are either victims or victimizers.
Yeah, the men go on to victimize, the women go on to be victims.
Yeah, that's typically the situation.
Okay.
The women can perpetrate some victimization.
I could never imagine inflicting that kind of the torture that I go through every day on somebody else. And then I have gone to counseling, and I've been told that I'm fine. And I want to know, where else can I go? Because I am not fine with this. It's terrible.
Who told you were fine? You're a HMO that ran out in 4.5 visits?
That and the county.
Yeah.
Oh, the county.
See, that's about all they can do for me.
Well, listen, the county's job is to tell you you're fine.
What?
I have 3 children, and I don't want them
Oh, boy.
to be...
Where are you? What city are you in?
I'm sorry?
What city are you in?
I live in Anaheim.
Where's the original father?
We're still together.
Really?
We sleep in separate rooms.
Oh, yeah,
We're
that's
still
good.
together. It's not good.
I don't trust the dad.
With the kids?
Of my kids?
No, I just don't trust him in general.
Oh, no, he's fine.
You sure?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, you guys, what do you do? Make love in the hall? Well, how do you work that? Want to come over to my place?
Issue. We haven't for a long time.
Yeah, but you sleep in separate rooms.
Mm-hmm.
But he's fine?
Well, he hasn't left.
Well, how's everything between you two?
We argue a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and it's mostly me. I'm just angry at anything that he does, and it's petty little stupid things.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how to change that.
So he's not so bad as you.
Yes.
Interesting. We still worry about him. What's he do for a living? Metal?
He's a truck driver.
Ooh, that's just sitting in a big chunk of metal with a little rubber on the road.
Actually, he delivers rubber.
Interesting. What kind of rubber?
I don't know. Moldings and stuff.
All right. All right. You got molested by who?
By an uncle, a couple of uncles, and a music teacher.
Oh, my God.
And a family friend.
Music teacher?
Big issues.
Was the music teacher coming over to the house?
No, I was going to his.
What was he teaching you?
Guitar.
Oh, boy. That's,
oh, my God.
And who started you off? The uncles?
Yes.
Yeah, because if you wouldn't have stood for the music teacher, I don't think if the uncles hadn't softened you up.
Well, I don't know.
Emotionally. You know what I'm saying, Drew? I mean, if one of your kids went to the music teacher and the hippies teach them how to play Kumbaya on the acoustic guitar, try to feel them up, they'd run home and yell something.
Oh, yeah.
But if you'd been working them a little bit,
No,
they wouldn't say anything.
they're primed up, yeah.
No,
Right.
See, I did say something to my parents, and they were drug addicts and alcoholics, and they didn't do anything, so...
Well, how many times did you go to the music teacher?
Oh, maybe a year.
So when did he start the molestation?
Probably a few times into it.
Yeah, it's a long time to keep dropping your kid off back there, isn't it?
Yeah, but my uncle was babysitting, and my parents knew about it.
Oh, boy.
They didn't...
Yeah.
Wow.
It was some way to get rid of us.
All right. Did you need 3 kids, Jeanette?
No.
You know what I mean?
But I want to change myself so that they're happy.
Okay.
I don't want this to happen. God forbid this would ever happen to them.
No, I don't think it will. Well, here's the deal. Either it has a higher percentage chance of happening or much lower because you're so acutely aware of it.
And I moved very far away from my family. They
Good.
had nothing to do with my
Okay, so can you continue on with some therapy somehow?
I need to find out where I can find a good therapist because the people that I have gone to have told me that I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me.
Well, there's nothing. I mean, you're functional. You're just not thriving. But you need to go to some sort of survivors of incest type of thing.
Well, there's some days I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, but look, you've been going to county systems and that sort of thing where they don't have any provisions for long-term kinds of intervention, which you need.
Well, see,
You're gonna have to.
I had no problem.
You're gonna
It
have
was
to.
just emotional. Duh.
You're gonna have to pay.
Well, listen, screwball, you ain't paying for it. What do you want?
You have to pay.
You know what I
for
mean?
it.
I mean, it's like when I was a carpenter, if I showed up at your house, you didn't want to pay me. You know what my answer is? The house is fine. I'm going home.
Or even when I have.
And if you're pissed at me, my answer is, say, go screw yourself. Go make some money and give me some.
But even when I have paid, I've been told I'm fine.
Well, listen, you ain't going to the right guy. You come to me. Give me $50. I'll tell you you're screwed up. Then you'd be pissed.
More than that, I need to know how to work through it because I do have dreams, and I've been having recurring dreams.
All right, can you afford any therapy?
Yeah,
I can.
I can.
All right, where do you... I'll tell you what city in?
Anaheim.
Oh, yeah. They don't allow therapists in Orange County, do they?
Not near Disneyland.
Not
Not a good one.
I'll tell you, I'm trying to think. I'd like to... My dad's a therapist, and he would recommend somebody. I don't know if he knows anybody in Orange County.
I'll travel. I just can't live with this anymore.
Yeah, really? All right, I'll tell you, I know some good guys. I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll put you on hold.
Okay.
And then I'll give you... Whose phone number will I give you? I mean, I don't know if I got my dad's office number. So I'll give you a number.
We'll go to break.
We'll work it out.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk. Mike, you want to go to break?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, we'll take care of Jeanette. And listen, I don't want to start a dangerous precedent here. Don't think everyone's calling in the show is getting some kind of personal service. This is it. Feel sorry for Jeanette. She's got the 3 kids. I don't want her screwing them up. This is going to save me some money down the road. She sounds all right. Just wants to improve herself. God bless her. All right. I know you want to go, Mike. Can oral herpes be transmitted without lesions present? That is a good question, one that's going to be answered after this.
Hi, I'm Terry Springer, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you is. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Ready to go back to the phone, sir, Drew?
Yeah. What?
Well, just get a little distance. Stand back, look at your life, see how good things are. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're spinning out a little bit.
Am I?
Got a tough couple days ahead of us.
I'm actually looking forward to those. I think
you are?
When I get sick, I just run out of patience, I think.
Well, here's the difference in our lives. You look forward to the TV because there's a bunch of people that like you and free food, and you get to hang out.
Right. I'm sort of kept away from my life. You know, I get to hide out at the television studio.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if I was doing carpentry all day, I'd be real happy to go do the TV.
Right.
Problem is
it's a change. It's different. It's just a nice
when you're
break.
flying your model airplane, masturbating, napping, and did I get napping in?
Napping more. Yeah.
And then you retired from that last nap and taking another nap. The TV seems like a lot of work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank God you were a carpenter. You had a business. You worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I know how to work.
I can't imagine what it'd be like on the schedule we're on if I were working with somebody that didn't know what real work was. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
This would seem just horrible.
Hold on. Let me close my eyes, see if I can... yeah, I can remember. I can just barely remember what real work was. Oh, let me see what real work was. You know, I said to a friend of mine yesterday who's still doing it, he said... yeah, he ate something off the lunch truck, and I said, you know, I haven't eaten off the truck in like 3 years. And I thought, that's a good thing. It's good. You know, when you're eating off a truck, that means things aren't going career-wise, maybe not as well as you'd planned. Yeah.
Okay, Aaron, you're right.
Okay.
Hello?
All right.
What's going on?
Aaron?
Hello?
Aaron?
How you doing, guys?
We're good.
All right. I love the show tonight, Adam. I thought you were great.
Oh, you saw the two guys in the pizza place?
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. And a quick thing before my question.
True. I was in the tuxedo. You should have seen me.
I heard. I read the script.
Yeah, I should have alerted you.
What, you should have called me, paged me?
Yeah, I figured dedicating 2 hours last night to it would have done it, but yeah, I should have called. You're right.
I this is part of my irritability. I just absolutely... I lay down and read a book to my kids. I'm going to sleep for an hour.
Aaron.
Yeah.
What's going on?
All right. I got just a quick thing before I ask my question. I've been listening to the show for 6 years. I just wanted to thank you guys, especially Drew, for doing the show for so long.
Wow.
You guys are one of the reasons that I'm actually alive today.
Wow, what happened?
Well, I was depressed for a while, and just like, you know, it was just like a lot of the stuff, like I heard people calling with like the same thing that I was going through, and it just took me through.
That's great. That's the whole idea. Well, congratulations. You doing okay now?
Yeah, I'm doing well, actually.
Wow.
Oh, and I go to Little Lord Fauntleroy School for albino hemophilia.
No.
I do.
Do you go to Drew's alma mater?
Well, a similar school. I go to a little prep school in Brentwood.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's just like that. Nice, rich, white kids, you know.
What's your dress?
Huh? Oh, no dress code, actually.
Really?
But it's very limited, you know. You can't wear shirts with, like, big logos and, you know, no bad things, you know, no Metallica T-shirts, no stuff.
Drew used to get reprimanded for not enough starch in his ascot. Remember that?
Yeah.
Drew, not enough starch in your ascot, and the gold extension on your cigarette is not quite long enough. We know we have an 8-inch policy
you
here.
have seen pictures of me when I was 14. All right? All right? Okay. Surprised
what
I
a
didn't
disaster!
throw my butt out of there, right?
All right, but you had to have a dress code in your school, right?
Well,
you had uniforms.
Yeah, I was like shirts with collars and things like that.
All right, Aaron.
Aaron, what's going on?
All right. Well, this is my question. I have oral herpes, and I was wondering if I can give it to a girl, like when I don't have an outbreak, like just kissing her and stuff like that. Because the last girlfriend that I had, she didn't have herpes like before I met her, and while we were going out, she got a cold sore on her face, and I was wondering if I could have given it to her.
How does your herpes manifest? What do they look like?
They're like little sores, like around my mouth, and I'm on
in your gums and back in your cheek, that sort of thing.
Just on the front of my face, actually, and on my lips.
On your lips. You're on what?
Outside.
What are you on?
I'm on acyclovir, 600 milligrams a day.
Every day.
Every day.
Oh man.
Because I was getting outbreaks like in intervals of 3 or 4 weeks.
Wow.
Every day.
Yeah.
And it's to prevent recurrences.
Right.
And why? Where'd you get it?
Doctor.
I got it when I was young. I got it when I was like 3 or 4. And
There's my concrete thinking.
Drew the retard, everybody. Where'd you get it? The doctor?
No.
Do you think he cooked it up in his basement? Yeah, even Aaron knows. Aaron, the stone 15-year-old, knows I'm talking about the herpes.
This shows me how messed up I am.
All right, where'd you get?
I did something like that last night too.
Where'd you get the herpes?
I got it when I was real young at kindergarten or like preschool or something like that. And I've had it like since as long as I can remember.
All right. Well, yes, you could potentially transmit it even when there's not an outbreak present, though it's less likely. And you are on suppressive therapy with the acyclovir, again, further decreasing the possibility of viral, what's called shedding. But you could. Yeah, you could. You could transmit it. It's got to be a very difficult and frustrating problem.
Yeah, I get that. I only get it when I'm stressed out, though.
Right, I've seen it.
Which is like all the time.
Yeah.
Or maybe I should take that stuff all the time.
No, you don't get frequent enough recurrences. And they're mild. I mean, forget it. Did I give you something when you get it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed off, though. You know, I didn't even go to a whorehouse or anything. I tried to figure this out with Drew. It was the the 94 earthquake. Something happened to me. Some dust that came from the center of the earth or something. You know when that 94 quake hit out here?
Oh, sure.
Let me just tell you, all you people that are thinking about killing yourselves, I'll tell you why you should kill yourself. I mean, I should have killed myself. The 94 quake hit. I was
93, wasn't it?
93? 4. Thank you. Thanks for slowing that up, Drew.
Right.
I was living in La Crescenta, up in White Trashdom there. I had a house up there with 3 roommates. I was living in a room that this place looks like a blimp hangar compared to the size of my room. And I was making about $235 a week teaching boxing, kind of under the table kind of thing. And the quake hit, and it screwed my work up. And my girlfriend, who at the time I'd only known for like 5 weeks, and I didn't really know she was crazy, she was sleeping at my house the night of the earthquake, and her apartment was along the river in Van Nuys, and it was destroyed in Sherman Oaks. You know, all the places that ran along the flood basin?
Yeah.
Completely demolished. Completely. And her car broke down. It blew a head gasket at the same time. So, and her work, she worked at a place in Sherman Oaks on Ventura, destroyed. So, she had no job. She had no money. She had no apartment. Her folks are poor and lived in Minnesota.
No car.
No car. She's stuck at my house in La Crescenta, and she's got nowhere to go. So she sacked up with me, and we basically just met. So, now, I get this, like, illness, this virus, this something. I get this stuff breaking out on my chin. I get a big cold sore on my lip. My ankle swells up like I fell off a 3-story building and twisted it real bad, even though I don't remember doing anything to it. I get these horrible night sweats every night where I'm just drenching myself in sweat. I have no doctor. I have no insurance. I have nothing. I have not a penny in the bank. And all I can do is sit there out of work with no money. I can't go to the clinic. I can't go to the doctor.
It's amazing this was 4 years ago.
4 years ago. I got lesions all over my face. My ankle is swollen up. I'm waking up in a puddle of sweat every night. I feel like hell.
It was all herpes, I believe.
And then her mom comes to stay with us.
Oh my God.
Her mom was planning a trip out to L.A. and then, like, freaked out because of the earthquake and came out a week earlier to look after her daughter. Her mom is poor. Her mom has to stay with me and my roommates and my girlfriend. Now, her mom walks in, and she sees this big lesion on my face.
My God.
And she thinks this guy's some kind of junkie ex-pimp who's... Now, I have no idea. Now, will you tell me where I got herpes?
The crazy girl.
I knew her, and I went out with her. I ended up going out with her for like 2 years. She never had anything.
She never knew anything about it. She may well have had it.
I never saw it.
How fast does it show up after the contact?
Sometimes the next day, sometimes 2 to 3 weeks.
Never saw a thing on her ever. She had a face like a porcelain doll. Never marked.
Do I know her?
May not be in our face.
Yeah. You met her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ann thinks a lot of her. You're speaking so disparagingly about her.
She was nice. I mean, she's a little nutty, you know. Listen, I was nutty too. I'm saying, how did she give it to me? And the first thing I said to her is, "Hey, don't you must have some." She said, "No."
Well, she does now.
I don't know.
She's having contact with you.
I was with her for a year after that. And there was nothing.
Let me finish my comment. Most women that have herpes don't know they have it. Most.
So they go their lives without any kind of eruptions or
Sometimes
breakouts?
They don't find out until they're ready to deliver a baby. They get transmitted to somebody. It commonly goes by unnoticed. And then the subsequent outbreaks, the recurrences in many women are very mild, and they just don't notice them. Or they don't associate them with this sort of thing. Yeah, that's true, Adam. That's a fact. They've done some large-scale studies where they just cultured women and see who has the virus, and the majority who turned up positive did not know they had it.
Never.
Do you have to ask to be tested for something like that?
Oh, it's hard to do. You have to. I mean, it's something you wouldn't.
Don't you got to have a breakout if you have it at some point in your life?
Yes, but a woman could easily think it was a yeast infection or something like that. Happens all the time.
Well, I'm not talking about vaginal. I'm talking about orally here.
I'm not. All right. You with me?
I don't know, Drew. You're with someone for a couple of years, you don't see a thing on them. It never comes up.
That's why I would say it would be vaginally, not a facial or oral thing. And the deal is, there's a lot of. I was reading an article recently also on reactive arthritis. There's the whole issue of arthritis occurring from viruses and things like that is sort of underreported. So it also fits.
You can talk
at them kind of commercial.
The whole earthquake?
We haven't even taken one call here for crying out loud.
What about the earthquake? That's not a factor?
Maybe it's what maybe caused a outbreak in her, and that's why she was able to transmit it to you. That's what happened.
Oh, please, Drew. That is retarded. The earthquake caused a herpetic outbreak.
Well, yeah, if you already have it and you are under stress, you will have an outbreak. And that's the time in which you're likely to transmit it to somebody else.
It's like the next day. Okay. All right, I'm going to yell at Drew during the break, and then we'll come back and I'll yell at you for a while.
Loveline.
It's a programming glitch.
Loveline.
Can we talk to you for a second?
Loveline.
They are treading water in a sea of retarded sexuality.
Loveline. Exclusively on Tucson's New Rock. 92.1 KFMA.
Hi, this is John Favreau, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Just to torment me. I'm not having a bad enough night. Although I do miss full-scale battle with you, I got to tell you. I feel a little better right now.
Drew and I just having a heated, herpetic argument during the break. Drew's hypothesis is I'm in herpetic denial. I don't think I have it because I don't think I've been with someone who had it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Drew's argument is she could have been harboring it deep inside her. But then I said to him during the commercial, how come it's not on the Johnson? Granted, I don't get that deep, but still get further in than I do with my mouth. And so Drew said to me, did you have oral sex first? And I said, no. And then I thought, oh, the hell do I know? Then I told him about my policy with the ladies.
I didn't quite get that.
Well, the oral sex, I don't come till later.
I see.
That's Christmas, Hanukkah, birthdays, Kwanzaa, depending on what kind of gal I'm with, Thank you, Mike. It's so funny how you answer questions.
Me?
No, me. It's just people, Did you have oral sex first? No. I was drunk, it's 6 years ago. What the hell do I know?
Ann likes Cynthia, too. I never met Cynthia. But he's speaking so horribly about her tonight, isn't he?
No, I'm not.
Doesn't it offend you, Ann?
I'm not saying anything horrible about her.
Cynthia talked very well about you, and you know what I'm talking about, too.
Listen. Here's my point. I've been the world's worst boyfriend up until, last Tuesday.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm 34 years old now. And I've had my share of rocky relationships. No beatings, no heroin, but I've had some, rocky relationships. But that's what you do when you're 30. I wanted to say 24. But she's 5 years younger, so she was 25, 26. I'm 29, 30. That's what you do. You can get out of your system. That's all. It's fine. No, a wonderful girl. Nothing wrong with her. Right. Good looking, you know. Mom's a little crazy, that's all. You know how it is. All right, there. Phone number 1-800-LVE19.
What do you think? We talked to some callers tonight. How about that?
Who's?
Yeah, callers. These guys.
Colors?
Callers.
Who are the colors?
Raven.
Hi.
What's going on? This is one of the callers right here.
Collars?
Colors.
Who's got a collar?
I'm a caller.
Oh, callers.
calling in.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I've heard of those,
Hey.
right?
What, you just pushed a button there, Drew?
Raven.
Yes.
What's the question?
Well, actually, I have a problem, not necessarily a question. It's, I think that I'm in love with this guy, but I think also that I might be a lesbian. I've not been really sexual with this guy, and I've been really attracted to women, and I know that I was bisexual. All right.
Should we be gambling on you?
Excuse me?
Should we be gambling on you?
Gambling?
Yeah, gambling. On your past.
You big fan of the show, Raymond?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
actually have you guys autographed a picture for me and sent it to me.
Well, all right. Well, you should be aware of the gambling then.
Yeah,
shouldn't
well,
you?
I know the whole gambling thing, so.
All right. Well, how come when Drew said gambling 8 times, you just said gambling?
Well, I'm a little bit nervous calling in. I didn't think I was going to get through.
All right, let's start over. Should we gamble on you?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Well, I'm being sort of rhetorical about this.
Well, if you were gambling,
If I
man,
was
Drew, what would you
gambling,
say?
yeah. What happened to you? Somebody kind of get you when you're 10, 11 years old?
Yeah, like 4.
4, okay.
I really didn't have a chance.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what creates so much confusion about one's sexual identity when you've been abused like that.
Who was the guy?
Actually, he was my brother. Like,
Oh.
I was adopted when I was 7, and I was living with foster families, so.
Before that,
Uh-huh.
what do you mean? He
I also lived on a reservation.
boy, I'm very confused. Your brother, was he also with you as you lived in the foster homes?
Well, it was the brother that I got when I was adopted into a family.
I see.
And you were adopted in when you were how old?
7.
But he started abusing you when you were 4?
Yeah, I was living with them for a while. They couldn't adopt me because I'm half American Indian, and these people are white.
You're not allowed to do that?
Well, they're not allowed to do that anymore.
How weird. Why's that?
Because they want to give the tribes first dibs on the kids, I guess.
Oh, we've heard of
They
this
can screw
before.
them up.
Yeah.
All right.
They gotta train him to be change girl. You know?
So, Raven, specifically, what's the question for us? I'm not sure I'm clear on that.
All right, well, hold on a second. Her deal, the first confusion starts that she was molested at 4 by the brother she was adopted with at 7, which is a horrible way of wording that she was with the brother since birth.
No. This guy was in the family already. He was the original son of the mother that I was with. It's very confusing.
Yeah, I don't want to try.
Okay.
Forget it. But she was abused, and she's got sexual identity issues.
What tribe are you from?
I'm in the Tlingit tribe, which is northwest coast, Alaska, Canada, Washington.
Wow.
Tlingit?
Uh-huh.
There's the potlatch.
Right.
The Quaquutals and all that stuff, right?
Well, they're not part of the Coquito tribe, but yeah, it's over there.
Oh, you've been hanging out with Cher or something? What are you doing? Watching that A&E? Hey, you ever do that, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you joke? There was one American Indian stand-up. Do you remember him?
No.
He used to open his act with, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Oh, yes, he was definitely the funniest American Indian stand-up comedian I had ever seen.
Is that in particular irritable tonight, or is it just me? Oh, okay.
Just like Margaret Cho's in my top 10 of Korean female stand-ups.
Yeah.
So Raven, I don't have I'm not clear you're asking me a question. What's the question?
Well, okay, this guy treats me really well, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I've been going out with this guy for a while.
And you like him?
He's also older.
How old is he?
I'm 21 and he's 30. So I'm not sure if I'm, like, searching for a father figure here
No,
or
it's all right.
what my problem is.
Look, I'm sure it's difficult to have intimate feelings for anyone. And if this guy is treating you well and is providing a relatively stable relationship for you, you're attracted to men and women, why don't you get involved with this man who you're getting involved with slowly?
It's really, really hard. The last time that I got involved with a man, I just, he broke my heart, and I don't know if maybe that's something or if I'm just not attracted to men anymore.
You're not attracted to this guy?
Well...
Or are you just afraid to get involved?
I think it's probably a little bit of both, I guess. It's really
Look,
hard.
any relationship that's real is going to make you feel vulnerable and, of course, carry a potential for hurt. And that's what relationships are. But read the book of The Road Less Traveled. I don't know why I'm recommending that specifically to you, but it talks about taking a road less traveled, which is the more difficult road to intimacy and real feelings. See if it helps you a little bit.
You could buy our book, too.
Yeah? We haven't mentioned that in weeks, have we? We've got stacks of them sitting here we didn't think to mention.
Drew's plugging some other guy's book. He's got 14 of his stacked up right in front of him. Jesus Christ, you got to prioritize.
Oh, I'm pathetic.
Yeah, it's got our mugs on the front of it, and it's called the Dr. Drew and Adam book. And you might be able to find it where you find The Road Less Traveled. All right, let me sell one of these calls. Well, we got one of these, what do you call them again?
What?
Callers? Callers.
Callers.
Callers. John?
John? He's sleeping here. Oh, yeah.
Hello?
All right, John, why does he have sexual feelings towards girl he doesn't like and none for girl he does like?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
All right, hang on a second, John. Weird, but not titillating. Let's see. Tiffany.
Yeah?
16. Wants to drop LSD into her eye.
Yeah.
Heard it's a better high.
Yeah.
Well, Drew's always been telling me about that during the commercials. Well, hold on a second, Tiffany.
Okay.
I got to take a break, and then I'll figure this out. I do not know the answer to this. I've not heard about it, but it'll be interesting. So, Drew, tell me when we come back.
Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
I want that song playing at my funeral. That's the best beginning 20 seconds of a song ever. All right, we're going to take a little 10-second station identification, and we'll be back with more Loveline in a scant 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on radio station 92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson.
Hey, it's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. It's Dr. Drew over there. Dr. Drew, board certified physician, Dixon Management. Hold on a second. 1-800. There we go. Tiffany.
Yeah.
16. Yeah. You want to drop the LSD into your eye?
Well, yeah, first can I say hi to everybody in Tucson?
Yeah, Tucson's a lovely town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there once. That's plenty.
Yeah.
We're going back again this spring.
Really?
Yeah, we are.
You serious?
Yeah. I'm going to the University of Arizona twice.
You are?
Yeah. I'm going to speak at the commencement.
Oh, that's a mistake.
You're going once at the... No, everything I do is a mistake as far as you're concerned. The scary thing is you say something like that and it gets to me.
I know. That's the beauty of it. I can talk Drew and anything. I tell him his pants were on fire. He'd run around, try to jump in a pool. Tiffany?
Tiffany, look. How much do you do acid? How much do you drop acid? How often? How often do you drop acid?
Have I ever dropped acid?
How often?
I drop it like maybe twice a month, 3 times a month.
Okay. I promise you will have consequences from this.
Well,
Okay?
like...
It is the scariest drug out there. I have to deal with adults every day who are either at least chronically depressed, panic attacks, some of them terribly disabled from this drug, and often the symptoms don't develop until 5 to 10 years after you stop using the LSD. If you continue to see trailers after fast-moving objects, do you still see trailers?
Yeah,
Okay.
What about putting it in the eye?
Well, one of my friends told me that it intensifies and it makes it better, but I wanted to know if it would, like, make me blind or anything.
I'm not aware of that. I've heard of people doing it.
How do you put it in your eye? You stick that blotter right to your eye?
It's a little paper, and you just stick it in your eye.
Isn't that just what I said? Hold on, didn't I just say that?
Basically.
Yeah.
Look,
You
however
stick
you do
the
it,
paper onto your eye?
it just makes it go into your system quicker, just rapidly absorbed.
I know, but how the hell do you... Oh, you do? Oh, Drew just showed me. Drew, you done it?
No, but
High
it's like I've done things on paper that you have to get in the eye.
Oh, really?
Like, how about when you have your eye dilated or dyed for examination?
Go for that.
I don't know. I haven't done it in my eye yet.
All right,
Tiffany,
knock it off.
You've got to stop. You've got to stop. It is, to me, I would much rather see somebody addicted to cocaine than doing LSD regularly, because the cocaine we can treat, we can deal with the addiction, but the damage done by the LSD is just irreversible.
How about heroin?
I'd almost rather see somebody using heroin. Heroin does not hurt anything, does not harm the body in any way.
Saying heroin's good for them?
No. The heroin causes the medical problems by virtue of the behaviors that manifest from the severe addiction and the route in which you give it. You inject it, and people inject all kinds of crap into the system and create all kinds of problems that way. But the heroin itself does not hurt a thing.
It's good for you?
Not good for you. It doesn't hurt anything.
Okay. So if they made heroin in a pill form, it'd be all right?
It would be. They do. They call it Vicodin.
Oh, really?
It's better than shooting it, but it still causes the same addictive disease, which is terrible.
Mike, get on that internet and score me some Vicodin, would you? I've never tried the Vicodin. I've got to get back surgery or something so I can get some of that Vicodin. Wait a minute. What do I keep doing here? John.
Yeah.
All right. So you're 16. You have sexual feelings towards some other chick, but not your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what are you going to do?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like only the girls that I really like hate. I just like get a hard on, and I just like start. I just like masturbate over them and stuff.
Oh, so this is a little different.
Huh?
I mean, that's a vengeance whack, right?
Yeah.
You got a little aggression?
I guess.
Yeah. And are these women you know?
Yeah.
And so like you masturbate, too good for Johnny, huh? Yeah, let's see who's too good for Johnny. Look at you with your little ponytails.
Kind of scary.
Cheerleader skirt.
You've done this?
Oh, you're an A student, huh? Yeah. Here's a mark on your report card. Oh! Is that kind of your theme there?
Huh?
Yeah, I've never done that.
Yeah, that sounds like...
That sounds like you?
Yeah.
Do you like women?
Yeah, I mean, I love them. I mean,
what are you so angry about?
You like your mom?
Huh? Yeah.
What are you so angry about?
I'm not really... I mean, it's just that for whatever reason, I don't like them. You know, it's like...
What are you so angry about generally?
Huh?
What are you so angry?
I'm not like angry at the world.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, let's just say North America.
Or your school.
No, I mean, I just know these girls from school.
Okay, you're not an angry guy.
No.
Your parents didn't break up in the last couple of years?
No.
Tattoos, piercings?
I'm actually adopted.
At a very young age or older?
Yeah. My birth mother abandoned me.
At what age?
I think it was like a few months.
A few months of age.
That could cause a chick issue. Hey, listen, John.
Huh?
Next time I'm asking, if you like your mom.
Yeah.
And I'm working an angle there. You seem maybe have a little hostility toward women. And you say, no, you like your mom. Go ahead and work in the part about your original mom abandoning you.
No way. No.
You know what I mean?
No, I mean...
No. It's too easy for it.
That's what you call a factor?
Well, I'm kind of into incest, but I don't really like the mother-son thing.
Incest?
I'm into, I kind of like the father-daughter and the sister and brother.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know, but you'd make a hell of a witness. Could you imagine? Imagine if you pulled him in and you're interrogating him. You start talking to him about one crime, he started working in another crime.
Yeah.
Hey, John?
Yeah?
Well, what do you mean you like the incest with the father-daughter? You mean pornographic depictions, things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so...
Did you have something happen to you that way?
Not really.
What happened?
Huh?
What did happen?
Well, I mean, when I was, real young, I used to kind of fool around with my cousin.
All right. So there you go.
All right. Hey, John?
Huh?
Try to listen to me.
Yeah.
You're 16 years old.
Uh-huh.
You've got a couple of issues going on, right?
Uh-huh.
And it could get away from you at this point. It maybe hasn't yet, but it could. You know what I mean? You could get a little momentum going. There's a couple of routes you could go, but one of them's kind of dark and kind of ugly. Not good for you or society. I'll tell you what. You're young and you understand you have some feelings. Why don't you do a little less acting out and do a little more working out with these feelings?
All right, that's another problem. I mean, I have like two other problems, but one's linked to the other. I have like depression, and I have had depression for like 4 or 5 years, and it's linked to my ADD. Because I was like reading in the newspaper.
All right, John. What purpose of this discussion right now? What's the question? Why you bring all this up?
Oh, because well, I thought it had something to do with what Adam said.
Well, it has a lot to do with your overall syndrome. You've got ADD. You have personality issues. You have survival abuse issues. You have abandonment issues. I mean, it's a pretty full plate. A lot of stuff going on. But I think you ought to listen to what Adam was just saying.
Really?
You've got some very fundamental choices to make in terms of taking responsibility for your life and your actions. You're at a crossroads, and I suggest you think about it.
Okay.
The one road is a pretty nasty one.
Thanks for saying what I was just saying.
I'm supporting you now.
Shut Drew's mic off. Had enough of his rhetoric. Mike's jacking off on the internet. He's got no time for us. Dan.
Hey.
Hey, you're 15. What's going on?
Not much.
All right.
What's up?
Well, there's this kid at school.
What is why do we have to have that 10-second pause?
It's got to be us.
Is it us?
Because our callers could not be this bad.
All right, let's do a little Loveline recreation. Not with Dan, it's just all our callers. Go ahead.
Adam, what's up? Adam?
No. Go into the call. Would you all be Dan, please?
I'll be Dan. All right. We're going along call line 3. We've got Danny's 15. Dan, what's going on there?
Not much.
How are you? Dan?
We're good.
Do you have a question for us, Dan?
Huh?
What's up here, Dan? What'd you call for?
Not much. I mean, good. Hey, Dan?
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Well, there's this kid at school, and I used to be friends with him, but we sort of became enemies, and he threatened to beat me up today because I said some things that he said to this other kid that's also his friend that he told me when I was friends with him. And I guess he's pissed about that or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he threatened to beat me up today, and I really don't want to fight him or anything.
Yeah. Now, he would have beat you up. He would have beat you up today if he was
really
going to beat you up.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't you watch that show, Cops?
Occasionally.
Yeah, they always beat them up the day they're talking about beating them up. As a matter of fact, rarely discussion about beating up. They let the beating just commence organically. Listen, between Drew and I, we've got 30 years of schooling between us. Drew's got 22 years, I got 8 years. And I can tell you the beating up begins now, and it's rarely planned. So he's not going to do it. He would have done it.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now listen, here's your only chance. You can't let him see fear in you. How big is this guy?
He's pretty short.
Pretty short?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's bigger, you or him?
We're about the same size.
About the same size, uh-huh. Why are you scared of him? Other than just sort of a natural fear of not wanting to get into a fight.
He doesn't want to fight.
He's just, I don't know, he's just scary.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. He's not going to bother you.
Okay.
I guarantee it. He would have done it if he was going to. But if he does get in a situation where he does it again, you got to freak on him. Bring it on, mother effer!
That's how you won that one huge battle against 12 guys, isn't it?
Well, I was drunk.
But that's what you did.
I wasn't...
was it 12 guys, 18 guys? It seems to be every time you tell the story, there's more guys.
Well, I'm trying to think how many guys I said. 18 last time? No, it wasn't 4 guys. That's all.
With baseball bats?
No. Only one of them had a baseball bat. The other one had a bottle, which broke on me.
That's nice.
You wouldn't think of it. A beer bottle would break on you.
Yeah.
Not swung, but thrown.
Wow.
Thrown and broke on me.
On your head or?
No, shoulder.
Shoulder, yeah, I can see that.
Hit me right in the shoulder. Didn't feel a thing. And the guy with the bat, full swing. Full swing. Home run swing.
He got you on the knee?
Got me right on the back of the knee, but just up above the knee a little bit on the meaty thigh part, and all I did was like curtsy.
Right.
And then they all jumped on me. That wasn't enough for them.
What'd you do?
I told them who was a pussy who hit me with the bat. I was pissed. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I must have been high on like elephant tranquilizer or something. Oh, that was a good night. That was a wonderful night. Still had the stitches in my knee from arthroscopic surgery. It's wonderful. Hey, if any doctors are listening out there and you want a argument for how good arthroscopic surgery is, 4 days after I had it, I was involved.
Fighting 4 guys, one with a baseball.
Right in the street. Yep, for an hour.
No, but didn't you have an episode where you freaked on the guys? And that's what won the fight, isn't it?
They thought, geez. Okay, let me get in the story real fast.
Right.
I know you guys hate it when I tell stories, but I tell you, it's a good story. I was at a make-out party.
What the hell's that mean?
You know, where like you go to make out.
What?
You know what a make-out party is?
No. But
you know, someone's parents leave town.
You 12 at the time?
It's like 22.
Oh, my God.
All right, listen. There's some chick who lives in the hills, right?
Yeah.
Now, her folks leave town.
Yeah.
So I was like, Tammy's folks are out of town. So there's Tammy and like 3 or 4 of her...
Tammy's 14?
This is 12. No, it's Tammy and 3 or 4 of her friends. They're, 18, 19, whatever. I'm 21, 22, right? She's having a little party, okay? You and 3 and 4 of your friends, you show up and you see if you can't all sort of hook up.
Okay.
Well, guess what? Everyone hooks up but who?
You.
Me. All right, everyone's in the room humping away in their own separate corner of the house. I'm in watching a tractor pull on cable, drunk, with the world's nuttiest broad sitting next to me. And I'm not going with her because she's scary. I got the one scary one.
Right.
So I decide, I'm leaving. I'm going home. It's late. Screw my friends. They're having a good time. I'm going to go home, call it a night. As I'm limping down the hill, her bunch of guys show up at the party. And because she's a psychopath, as
the crazy girl?
Crazy girl.
Oh.
As I'm leaving, she says, points to me and says, he hit me. And I said, that's ridiculous. And they said, you hit a girl. These tough guys, pushing me. What are you hitting a girl for? I said, listen to me. I just had this surgery on my knee, and I'm not, I can't do anything. The doctor said, no getting your ass kicked in the street when you have stitches in your knee or little staples or whatever the hell I had. So I'm hobbling down the thing, and then the guy told me he was going to break my other knee, which it turned out later he was quite sincere about, although he failed in his attempt. So he said he was going to, so these guys kept prodding me. And I was in the middle of, I'd been doing a lot of kickboxing at the time. So I wasn't really scared of the guys, but my knee hurt, and I was tired, and I was want to go home. And there was a bunch of them. So I finally said to the one guy who was bugging me the most, okay, listen to me. If you want to fight, and your friends agree to stay out of it, and just me and you fight, and this is a mistake, by the way, don't do this, I will just fight you. And everyone agreed. So we went out in the street, and I beat the crap out of the guy, for the most part. And then I hit him, and he never came back. He, fell into his circle of friends, and he stood there. And then the mistake of ridicule began.
No, you started out.
I started out. Oh. Because mine was, hey, pussy, you've been begging me to fight for the last 20 minutes. I'm feeling good. Bring it on. What's the matter? Oh, you got a little blood on your shirt, I see. And he's huffing and puffing. He's out of wind. He's got a black eye. Come on. I'm just getting warmed up. You were begging me. Come finish it off. Finish it off. Get over here, you pussy. And I was coming into the guy, and about halfway into the pussy, a beer bottle broke on me. And then I turned, I said, who threw that? And then a bat hit me. And I said, who swung that? And then they all jumped on me. And then after that cleared out, I said, who broke my lip open? And it was one of the other dudes. And then me and him squared off like Kung Fu Theater for 20 minutes. So finally, the cops showed up and broke things up. But the funny story is I'm always looking for the guy who hit me with the bat. Because I thought, now there's a maneuver.
Yeah.
You got a guy who says he has a bad knee. He's standing looking the other way. And you take a full swing with a bat at the guy's knee. Yeah. That's not a good thing.
Lucky you didn't do it to your head.
Well, that's true. The beer bottle could have hit me in the head. It's broken my shoulder. Anyway, a year later, I was at a party in the bathroom with a girl, actually. I I just had a better life than I thought about. And my screwball buddy Ray, the maniac, grabbed this kid and bust open the door and throws him at me. That's the guy who hit you with the bat, he said. And the guy was quaking and saying, I know you're a maniac.
You're crazy, man.
I know you're crazy, man, because we hit you with the bottle and the bat and you got pissed off. But I was just drunk and lucky is really what it was. But anyway, I hope there's a clear message in this story. Anyway, I didn't do anything to the guy. It was New Year's. Jason.
Yeah, this is Jason.
Hey, you're 19. What's going on there?
Well, I got this problem where I sweat, like, all the time.
Yeah.
And, well, I think it all started when I was doing acid when I was, like, 14.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't done it for a couple of years. But that's when I started getting, like, pretty nervous.
Mm.
And the sweating started about a year ago.
So the sweating is associated with high levels of anxiety, is that right?
That's what I think. I mean,
all right. I mean, there's no doubt that you do a modest amount of acid, you can end up with panic. And panic and anxiety is one of the syndromes associated with post-hallucinogenic use. So that's possible.
No, I never did a whole lot, though.
Well, some people are more prone to it than others. Do you still see trailers?
No, not at all.
Yeah, all right. Maybe you're just an anxious person.
Well, see, that's the thing. I wasn't before.
Yeah.
And
well, listen, hold on. People don't tend to do a whole lot of sweating at 14, 15, even 17.
Right.
The real sweating begins as you get into your 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well.
Oh, yes. Yeah, be prepared. By the way, you got more sweating to do. At 19, you've not hit your sweat peak yet.
Yeah, it's to the point where, like, I have to even change a shirt sometimes during the day because it's just soaked. I mean, my pits are just completely soaked.
Right. That's just you, but I'm more concerned with the fact that it is associated with anxiety and that's what's that's what's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I've pretty much developed a lot of anxiety over the past few years.
You should take a look at that. That's the thing that could perhaps be treated.
Yeah, that will slow down the sweat.
Okay.
I mean, here's my belief as a guy who has a high capacity for sweating. Those who sweat will sweat, and some people just sweat more than others. I mean, it's just the way you're cut out. I don't know. Some people's hair grows faster, some people's farts stink more, and some people sweat more. And I'm one of those guys, actually, mostly around the brown forehead, thankfully. Thank God I got into television. But anxiety
brings it on,
and keeps it on. And meaning, Drew, if you and I were at the exact same anxiety level, if we put it like an anxiety meter in our asses and we're both at a 6,
I would not sweat.
I would be sweating a lot more than you.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if I had absolutely no anxiety,
possibly less.
I would possibly well, not less than you, because I don't know that you sweat.
I don't sweat that much.
How's your body cool itself, Drew?
No, I sweat. I don't sweat that much.
When it gets cold, you have to sit out on a rock to warm yourself, do you, son? Please. I hate that. The only thing worse than having a sweating problem is having a son of a bitch sit next to you who never sweats. Because if Drew was sweating next to me when we were doing these interviews with the lights in our face and everything, it'd be fine. MTV Awards... I showed up at MTV Awards. Remember the MTV Awards during the when we were walking out of the limo?
Yeah.
And it was like 85 degrees, and the sun was like that.
Right.
And I'm wearing a black wool blazer because I think I'm looking cool. I stepped out of that thing and was like, oh, my God. And naturally, you're walking through lines and lines of camera and guys with microphones hanging out, and it's like 4:35 in the afternoon, and the sun is just
90,
sort of right there, and it was up on the hill at Universal, and it was just baking. I don't know why it was so hot that day, but it was really hot, and I immediately just started gushing sweat, and I'm walking with Drew, who's dry as a tampon before it's out of the wrapper, and I'm thinking, you son of a bitch, you couldn't sweat just a little bit.
But then you got to talk to, what was that actress's name?
Ooh, the Mexican chick?
Yeah.
What the hell is it? No, not Jennifer Lopez. Selma Hayek. Selma Hayek turned around and said, my boyfriend loves you in your sweaty forehead. All right, we'll take a break. And I swear to God, Ann, we should be able to get Selma Hayek on this show because I did not talk to her. I didn't do anything. I was walking 3 steps behind her, and she turned around and just went on for 10 minutes about how much her boyfriend loves me. And get her boyfriend on? I'll tell you, I could do an hour with him. I really could. Oh, yes.
About her.
Oh, yes. It would all be about her. First question. Let me smell your dick. Oh, okay. All right, we'll take ourselves a break.
Loveline will be right MA.
Hi, this is Jonathan.
And this is David from Corny. You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Oh, yeah. You want to hear Korn? We'll see him tomorrow night. We'll hear him tomorrow night. He'll be here. Hey, Drew?
Yeah.
You know the end of that Kung Fu Theater story?
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you. I think I told you before, but about 5 years later, I was selling my car, standing out in front of my apartment. Guy was moving into my apartment. Mexican dude, kind of built like a jukebox, scary-looking guy, and said, welcome to the apartment, and walked by me. Then he came back over to me and goes, I know you from somewhere. And I said, I don't know. I said, I know you from somewhere. I said, I don't know. Play some Pop Warner football? No. Go North Hollywood High? No. Walter Reed, junior high? Nope. Well, I don't know where I know you
Street
from.
fight New Year's Eve. You're gay.
Came back half hour later. Goes, we got in a fight. I said, I was scared. I went, oh.
Where is that? How'd you react?
I just said,
sorry.
Welcome, neighbor. Well, the guy was huge.
Did you apologize? Or did you?
Well, he started it. I didn't want to stir things up. And he thought I was a maniac, so it was, he didn't bother me. But I thought, good. Hey, listen, you know my thing, Drew. It's good when people think you're a maniac.
Yeah, I know.
You don't like that policy.
But you haven't said thanks for this.
Oh. I didn't? Well, I said thanks to her. The girl brought it over. Mm-hmm. What's her name? She's back there. A listener came in and brought me a tape of me on Politically Incorrect, which I didn't have, and it was very thoughtful of her to Drew. And if Drew could come up with her name, I'd thank her on the air. Elizabeth.
Hi.
Her name's Nadia. It just came to me.
Hello?
Thank you, Nadia. Elizabeth, you're 28. What's going on?
I have a friend who just recently had a baby, and she's breastfeeding, and she's also smoking pot. And I'm wondering if I can tell her any facts about that might convince her to stop.
You know, I am not familiar with any data on this, but it makes sense to me that it would be in the breast milk. It is fat soluble. It should be there. And that to me could be potentially quite a problem. Quite a problem.
What kind of problem?
Well, for instance, there's some data I've read that shows 15-year-olds who smoke pot for a year, they develop frontal lobe shrinkage. Actually, not only does that brain development that would normally not occur, they actually drop out part of their brain.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of the neurologic development of the child, I would be greatly concerned.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Thank you.
She's never going to get that all. But the basic deal is...
It's bad for the kid.
Well, here's the deal, Mama. If you can't rally, for a couple months here, how good a mama are you going to make? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead and just plan on being a good mama and go ahead and start now. Don't wait till the kid's 14 and hates your guts. Let me tell you, all you parents and potential parents out there, you screw with your kids 0 to 15, that's it. They'll live till 80, and they'll hate you 10 minutes before they die. And they would have hated you the second before they died, but they slipped into a coma. And they weren't thinking straight. But seriously, think about that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And listen, you're going to have to deal with them for a while. Grandkids, holidays, all sorts of events. And there's your folks with Mama smoked weed while I was sucking on the teat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just be a better parent. John.
Yeah.
I'm 26.
How's it going?
Good.
If I blank out for the 10 seconds there, please let me know.
You're doing fine so far.
Great. I'm 26. I've been married for 3.5 years. Actually been with my wife more like 7. We dated all through college. I always thought she was a wonderful person. About 2 years ago, we had a baby, and ever since then, she's been very depressed, off and on, but steadily growing, and she finally asked for a separation a little while ago.
Oh, boy.
And I demanded answers. I wanted to know why, and I felt awful. I was going crazy because I wanted to know what I had done to prompt all of this.
She probably asked for separation, did you say?
No.
Promptly?
No, I asked for answers. I promptly asked for answers as to why.
But you said something about her asking for a separation.
She did, last November.
Okay.
That's what it came to. And I thought there was just tension or, having a baby being so young and all this kind of thing. And it actually turned out to be there was a really serious reason. And she finally told me about a month ago she'd had an affair 2 years ago.
A brief one?
I'm sorry?
A brief one?
Less than a year total, and maybe 4 times sexually together with this man that she told me about.
Go ahead and put a 0 behind that 4, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not trying to think about that.
In terms of the math,
There's a very good chance that my son, who I thought was mine all this time, is not biologically mine. And that's the reason why she's been going crazy all this time, because she really tried, when she got pregnant, to put that out of her mind, and she broke off the affair. This is all from her. This is what she said. That she really tried to break it off and was hoping to God that it was my child, and especially because we'd already had a miscarriage about a year before that, and she really was trying again to get pregnant. So, and then after the baby was born, she told the other guy, stay away, we're going to raise this kid, I'm back into my marriage, and then it became apparent to her, she really felt that it wasn't mine, that there were characteristics of the child that just were not, my characteristics were not coming out.
Well, how old is your child now?
He's almost 2.
Listen, but if that's true, then my dad's not my dad either. And my dad sits around, reads, and wouldn't know what to do with a wrench. You hit him over the head with it. You know what I mean? I'm just going to play. I'll play devil's advocate later on, but I'll play Jesus' advocate for a minute there, Jay.
Yeah.
When you're thinking about something, and you're doing a lot of projection, and you got a lot of anxiety, you can build a case for anything.
Sure.
If Drew told me tonight that cough I had meant cancer, I would lie in bed tonight and I'd feel that my body was racked with cancer.
Yeah.
And I would start feeling the symptoms of that. And so as far as the traits go and what her guilt is doing and all that kind of stuff, I wouldn't put a whole bunch of stock in that. Now, it still doesn't mean it's not, it is your kid or not your kid, but in terms of the way the 2.5-year-old was acting, you know what I mean?
And actually, to be fair, it's not really how he's acting, because he acts like me. He's been around me a lot, so that kind of personality.
Sure, of course. And now, what about
his appearance?
What about appearance?
Well, he looks so much like my wife, and his eyes are dark like mine, but the shape is not mine. And first of all, I know the guy. I know the guy she slept with, and I know his sister. She doesn't know about any of this, and I saw the sister hold my baby once, and I was like, oh my God, the ears are like match. Because this guy's sister is like his dead ringer, and I was, it freaks me out. Now there are other things, like when he was born, his penis looks like mine because I have kind of a hook to it, and his was exactly like that.
All right. Forget.
Anyway,
let's not get into that.
We took a test.
Oh yeah. And
we're still waiting.
Oh wow.
It's only been a week, and it's.
What are you going to do if it's not?
I don't know. I know I'm going to flip out. First of all, she's told me. First, she has like no faith in this guy. Whether we get divorced or not, I'm separated right now, by the way. I moved out, and we're trying to deal with this as adults and being very good to him, to my son, and he's doing really well, actually, with the separation. We don't know where we're going. We're both seeing separate therapists before we go to couples.
Good.
Which everyone says is actually really smart.
Oh, really good.
Yeah.
So we're going to start couples soon, and we're going to start working on it. And I right now I have no clue where our relationship's heading. This is a lot of baggage right now.
You go to a couples therapist, but don't go to a chick. Those two will gang up on you. Believe me, 10 minutes into the therapy session, it'll be, she was right to cheat. You had it coming.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have been working all those hours.
I have this question, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's say I have a lot of questions, but this is my main one. If this turns out to be biologically not my son, if it's the other guy's kid, and I've confronted him, and he's pretty much, now he's like, I wanted to stay out of the kid's life, I didn't want a part of him, and now maybe he feels like he does. And I know that, as long as they stay married legally, he's my child, and no one can say that. But if we get divorced, and this guy is really wanting rights, he could sue. And I feel like
even if you stay married, doesn't he have some legal recourse?
I think he can come after me for paternity. I haven't talked to a lawyer yet because I've been waiting for the test to actually come back before I, mess with that.
Drew, call your wife at home. Make sure she's there.
Oh my God.
It's
all right. Wait a minute, John. I got 1,000 questions for you.
Go fire away, man.
What is up with your wife? I mean, why did she? Who was the guy to her? How did she know the guy?
Okay, she had a roommate in college.
Mm-hmm.
She moved to the big city where I'm calling from, and my wife and I moved there 2 years later. She was our first contact. We didn't know anybody here, and she worked at a at a bar in town, and this guy was her manager, and they were also dating. So the four of us were like, tight.
Okay. That's how she knew him. Now, what was her complaint about what it is you were or weren't doing as to why she cheated?
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know. Interesting. She's not throwing it back at you, though, and saying, here's why I did it.
There's a thing that women do that's been pretty well documented. They tend to go for that independent male at a time just prior to when they're going to settle down and nest and form a family. That, the brooding...
Is this a North American spotted female?
No, there's... I think it was the book Sex on the Brain,
Does she chew
Alchemy of Love and Lust.
She chew the food up and spit it in your kid's mouth, or does the kid just eat on its own?
There's some data that suggest that women will have affairs like just prior to getting married with guys that are sort of the not appropriate candidates to form a family with or nest with, so to speak, but are sort of that dominant alpha male thing.
That's why I know my girlfriend's never going to cheat, because she's dating the guy who's inappropriate to start a family with. Look no further than your own living room.
But it may be some of that kind of behavior going on here. Usually that's a quick thing, though, and it's over.
It's interesting to listen to our two therapists, because I have a guy therapist, she has a girl therapist. Her girl therapist is like a fair start in the marriage, and there's discontent, and if it's not discussed, then it breeds these thoughts of like going out doing something with someone else. And,
of course.
She's like, there's problems, and my therapist, you listen to him, he's like, he says he's known people who were perfectly happy, all their needs were met, they were totally satisfied, and it doesn't keep someone from making a completely stupid mistake.
They're both right.
They're both right, although your therapist is speaking slightly from a more male perspective, which is men tend to do this in relationships.
Right. Yeah. And hers is more from the women's perspective, that you do it when you're unhappy in the relationship.
Yeah. And she was, I'm having a really hard time remembering that far back. I know that we just moved to the city, there was a lot of stress. We'd had the miscarriage a little while back, and we were really trying hard to have another baby, and it wasn't happening. That was playing in her mind. And we started talking about her past, as far as like, it seemed like every boyfriend up until me was cheated on with another guy, because she hated all of them pretty much. And
that's...
Did her dad leave or something when she was young?
And, she lost her virginity when she was 14, and the guy was like a complete jerk.
But did her dad check out when she was 8 or 10?
I'm sorry, what?
Did her dad check out, leave when she was 8 or 10?
All right, well, listen to this. She lived overseas with her parents in Asia. Her dad was in the oil business, so they moved around. They got to a country, I don't have to name it, but it was very small, and the school there was really awful. So her only choice during her high school years, actually her late middle school years, was to go to boarding school on another island. So she checked out from her parents, basically, was forced to, because the school was there. So she didn't know she wasn't with her parents physically for a long time.
All right. Well, more than we can get to in 2 nights shows. John, you sound... my heart goes out to you, because, boy, we all put ourselves in John's position, and it's hell. You're in therapy, she's in therapy. Soon the two of you will be in together. You're making all the right moves. You went out and got the paternity test. It's hard to prognosticate. I would say wait until the test comes in. Meanwhile, the results of the test comes in, and go ahead and schedule the therapy for that day.
Yeah. But this is the way an awful situation needs to be managed. They're doing it.
Yes,
and
that's right.
Some growth will come out of this, and somehow, if they pursue it, things will work out in a positive way.
That's right, everybody. That's a good point there, Drew. S happens in life. That's what it is. It's about death, oftentimes. It's about tragedy. It's about infidelity. It's about many things that aren't great. That's why I just stay home and watch cable. I don't want any of that in my life. But the point is you then cope with it. You then get some skills, and you then eventually move on. That's it. And, John, you're doing everything. I don't know what else to tell you. You sound like a decent enough guy, and you stick with it. All right, when we come back, we'll speak to Maria's 19. She'd like to know why she stops just short of orgasms with boyfriend.
Is that right, Maria?
Right.
Okay, hang on there, sweet pea, and we'll talk to you after this.
On 92.1 KFMA.
All right. That was a very good point. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191.
We're just having a big discussion in here about arranged marriages, and we decided that's probably a good way to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We've learned to distrust attraction.
Well,
you know what-
attraction is oftentimes you at your worst. It's this sort of
but it's
visceral.
Also, but it's also the stuff of great relationships too, though. If it's not too crazy, it is.
You better go. I know, because that's what yours is based on, right?
Some of it is.
Please, I met your wife.
But Florence Henderson's husband mentioned that to me once. He goes, "Oh no!" He goes, "That piece, that crazy piece, can really be the source of passion and renewal, and something that keeps people connected and going through long periods of time. And as long as you have process around it and focus and do healthy things and try to grow with it, it can be very, very fulfilling."
Well,
it's the difference between freedom, a government or a society that's run with freedom, versus one that's very highly controlled. I mean, there's advantages to each.
Yeah. I was thinking of it being like a, nitroglycerin, which is used properly. It helps in tunneling and heart patients. Thrown in the back of a pickup truck and, driven into a military barracks, it's disastrous. Yeah. You have to handle it carefully, keep an eye on it, and use it for good.
Yes.
And, you can do it, but most people don't do that. Hey, here's what we're talking about, everybody. Your dad did a little boozing. Your dad was a little neglectful. Your dad was a little abusive. Now your chick, you're 19, and who you attracted to? Well, guess what? It's the boozing abuser. And then you end up marrying him, and you have 2 kids, and you get divorced 18 months later, and it's a disaster. And the next guy you go after, too, does a little boozing, does a little abusing. Now, in our world, we just go find a random guy and hand him to you.
No, not a random guy. We cultivate him.
Oh, we
make sure he's good.
Well, I don't got that kind of time.
Well, but the families cultivate them.
Oh, okay, all right. We don't have to do it?
No, you.
Okay, fine.
You're busy strafing neighborhoods and stuff.
That's right. Napalm. Maria.
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah, well, I've been with this guy for the past 2 years, and I've been having problems with having an orgasm with him. I faked it to the point that, he thinks I've had one, but...
Good girl.
I'm just to satisfy his needs, but
sure.
I haven't had an orgasm yet, and, I want to know how it feels. I try so very hard, to go to that goal, but it seems like once it's going to reach there, he stops, or, I'm finished, and that's it. And it's like, he just hits at it, and I want to know why I can't have an orgasm.
Have you done it by yourself? Ever?
Right now?
You ever tried it by yourself?
Yeah, but it seems like once I'm going to get to that point, I stop, because, I freak out. It seems like I'm going to, I don't know, just...
Lose control?
Yeah.
You ever had any problems with control loss in the past?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Where's your daddy?
My dad, he's always working.
He's in Israel? Oh. Your dad's always working?
My dad's always working.
Yeah. Everything, when did you lose your virginity?
I lost my virginity when I was 16.
All right. Not bad. Got that little girl voice. But any abuse? Everything okay?
Well, I was sexually abused when I was younger.
No, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for, get hit with a softball in the shin in junior high, anything like that?
No.
No softball.
No softball. No softball.
So just a sexual abuse.
Yeah. I was I tried so.
Oh, what do you think? She was some kind of vitamin supplement or something, Drew? Is there something?
Well, I also have another problem.
Well, who sexually abused you?
A cousin of mine. A cousin of mine.
What did he do exactly?
He put his fingers in me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's a pretty powerless, intrusive violation, right?
Yeah.
Makes you feel out of control.
Well, when I first got abused, I got my butt kicked by my mother. By a total stranger. And,
when was this? What happened?
I was 4 years old.
And what happened?
And he was 16. He was playing hide and seek with me, and my mom was in the kitchen talking to his, mother, and he was playing hide and seek with me. He told me, go in the closet, and it's okay if you take off your shirt. So, I took off my shirt. I didn't see nothing of it, because, you're 4 years old, and you walk around naked most of the time, Well, I did. And so, my mom found him fondling with me. And when she ended up doing it, she took me back home and stripped me naked and whipped me with the...
So another kind of abuse there, physical abuse.
So it's like, and at the age of 13, she thought I lost my virginity, and like, I ended up getting beat down for that too.
Right. So Maria, a lot of stuff here. A lot.
Where's your mom from?
Mexico.
Yeah.
She's very ignorant.
Smelt a little cultural thing going on here with the strip you down thing.
Yeah.
And very racist.
And listen, I'm not saying that all the Mexicans beat their kids. I mean, about 80% now. No. It just, I smelt a little culture going on.
Yeah.
All right. So, listen, Maria, you got some issues. Of course. Listen, I got issues just from you telling me about your issues. Now I need an extra day of therapy.
Yeah.
All right. This is why you're not having the orgasm. And I knew there was something up because she was saying when she masturbated, anytime we hear, I bring myself to the brink, but then I won't let myself go.
Yeah.
The reason you won't let yourself go is because there's fear and there's pain and there's anxiety. And
knows what flood of feelings.
There is not a good place. Whereas if nothing ever happened to you, there's a place you couldn't get to faster.
Right.
All right. This is going to take some therapy, Maria. I know we don't want to turn it into the kind of show where everyone calls in and everyone's on therapy, but look, you strip someone down, you beat them, molestation, this kind of thing. Honey, you got to work this out. And don't worry about the orgasm right now. You got bigger fish to fry.
Right.
Lexi.
Hi.
You're 25.
Hi.
What's going on?
First, can I just say that you guys are just so awesome. I love you guys. Drew, I do everything with my kids just the way you always say about yours, because you're just you sound like the greatest dad.
Well,
and Adam, I saw you tonight on that TV show, and you were just awesome.
Thank you.
So you.
Very handsome, wasn't I?
Yes, you were in that tux. You looked awesome.
That's right. Drew, you should have seen it.
Where's the vomit drop?
I should have talked about it last night more. I guess you weren't aware.
No, he did really good. Okay, I'm going to make my question real quick because I know you hate when people babble. My husband is diabetic, and when we, I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but when we have sex, nothing hurts like while we're doing anything, but when we're done and he ejaculates inside of me, it burns. And I was just curious if that could have anything to do with, I know, like the sugar and...
Yeah, is his sugar control good?
I think his levels have been kind of high. He's had problems with diabetic retinopathy and all that.
Well, you got to get him to control his blood sugar. Come on.
I know.
I hate to step right past your question, but I mean, his life is in danger, and he's got to have tight glycemic control. And in this day and age, there's no reason that he shouldn't have that.
Right.
All right. Well, it's an interesting question. I've never heard of a diabetic partner of a diabetic complain of that, but it makes some sense to me that if the sugar is high or the pH has changed in the blood, there might be some alteration in the semen. It could certainly change the environment in the vagina, cause some irritation, cause some growth of yeast, that sort of thing. Definitely you should have a pelvic exam to make sure there's not an ongoing infection there, such as it is. And the other concern is, could there be some sort of allergic reaction to semen, which is a rare but possible.
Okay. Daniel, 18.
Yeah.
Been cheating ever since he left his girlfriend in Germany. She'll be here soon. What are you going to do? Break up with her. You're not interested in her. We're out of show, but be realistic. You're 18. That's what you do. And you know what you do? You break up, and then whatever you're doing, it ain't cheating. It just goes back to getting laid. Right, Drew?
Let's go to break.
Loveline will be right back. Loveline will be right back.
The big question on everybody's mind is this: how the hell can we get our free Sugar Ray tickets? All right. Well, I got the answer for you. How about this Thursday, Gotham? Ted Stryker, myself, KFMA will be in the house broadcasting live, giving away a ton of Sugar Ray tickets for the free show December 17th. Now, how many tickets am I going to...
On 92.1 KFMA.
Hey, it's the Loveline. Well, that's it. Man, does it feel like Thursday. Why does it feel like Thursday? Because we did the TV show on Saturday, so it's pushed us back?
Yeah. I'm not wrecked today. I got the last couple nights,
All right, listen to me, Drew. For Christ's sake, get some sleep tonight, would you? I don't deal with the wreck of Drew tomorrow. Corn will be in here tomorrow night. Corn will be in tomorrow night. So, until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying, mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station.
And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingle.
Now, please listen to this station longer.